Stevia. Is it truly the miracle sugar alternative that we're all hoping for so that we can satisfy that sweet tooth? In today's video, we're going to go through the good, the bad, and the ugly of stevia. I'm Jackie Ulmer. Grab my shopping guide and recipes over at lowertoxiclife.com. It also gives you some quick hacks that you can go through to reduce the overall toxins of plastic, personal care products, and different environmental toxins in your life. Stevia falls into the category of GRAS, generally regarded as safe. But there's over 150 brands of stevia marketed today. When you go down the grocery aisle, you'll see them there. And for most of us, we think when we see the word stevia, they're all created equal, but they're not. And there's a lot of different fillers that you need to be aware of, even though it might actually show you the name stevia, right? So we're going to cover some of those different things. Now, all of these fillers and the different options aren't necessarily bad, but they're not necessarily great either. And so there are some things to be aware of with your gut, okay, your digestive system, the microbiome, and how some of these fillers can negatively affect it. Now, again, I am not a doctor, I'm not a food scientist, but I am a researcher and a personal body and biohacker. So go to citations.lowertoxiclife.com and you'll find the different research on sugars, artificial sweeteners, as well as those that are generally regarded as safe. There's only about 25 stevia brands on the market today that are pure stevia. I mentioned that most of the rest of them have fillers, and those fillers come in the form of erythritol, they come in the form of xylitol, monk fruit sweetener, and two that I watch out for and avoid at all costs, which are maltodextrin and dextrose. Why is that? Well, maltodextrin is a plant-based carbohydrate that comes mostly from corn, and corn is very often genetically modified and can affect our digestive tract. Now, one of my favorite brands is Trader Joe's Organic Stevia, the liquid form, because it is pure stevia leaf. However, you want to be careful because when you buy the non-liquid form, the powdered form of Trader Joe's Stevia, it does contain maltodextrin. And the non-organic stevia powdered contains lactose. So if you're lactose intolerant, you want to be aware of that. Now, I mentioned moderation. It comes with this little tiny serving amount that's the equivalent of a teaspoon of sugar. That's the potency of stevia, so please be aware of that as well. Another brand that I truly love is Micro Ingredients. You can order this off of Amazon, at least here in the United States, and you'll have to do some research for yourself if you live outside of the US. So the two that I use most frequently are the Trader Joe's Organic Liquid Stevia and the Micro Ingredients brand. Truvia, a common brand that you'll see in a lot of different places, the number one ingredient in Truvia is erythritol. The number 3 ingredient is natural flavors. And you've heard me talk before about the risks of natural flavors because there's no requirement to reveal exactly what's contained in these natural flavors. I mentioned corn and other additives. We just simply don't know. Stevia in the raw, the number 1 ingredient, erythritol. Whole earth, number 1 ingredient, erythritol. Number 2 is stevia leaf. Number 3, again, those evil natural flavors. And number 4, monk fruit extract. Sweet leaf, again, not pure stevia. And most of these fillers potentially come with possible health risks. Take sucralose, for example. This artificial sweetener is linked to questions about whether it's truly safe in the long term. Despite its link to real sugar, it's created in a laboratory. Sucralose is derived from real sugar, so it has less of the artificial taste that certain other artificial sugars do have, but it's chemically altered to be 600 times more sweet than sugar, which what does that do? That often leads us to overeat, which leads to obesity, diabetes, heart disease, and other health risks. So Does that seem like a good choice? Does it seem natural? And as I mentioned before, sucralose is one of those that is rumored to affect the GI system, to negatively affect your microbiome and the healthy gut bacteria that you need to live a healthy, vibrant, functional life. And sucralose is most commonly marketed under the brand Splenda. So, is all stevia created equal? Absolutely not. Understand how to read labels and make sure that you're doing that. Always seek to find just 100% pure stevia leaf extract. I'm Jackie Elmer. Grab my guide over lowertoxiclife.com and make sure you watch my video on how to read food labels and marketing myths that go into our food labels, as well as my ultra processed foods video, and make sure you're subscribed like all the cool people are so you don't miss any future videos. I'll see you on the next one.